Hey guys, I'm HipsterMermaid, and this is my lovely husband,
MatadorPhilip.
And welcome to our new mini-series we are calling Balance and Bullshit. So in this series, we're going to be discussing different health, fitness, wellness-related topics and kind of figure out the bullshit from the fact and help figure out balance, hence the name. We'll be doing this both on my channel and on his channel, so if you haven't subscribed to him, please go do so. His are going to be a little bit more focused on fitness. Mine are going to be just a teeny bit more focused on health and nutrition. Ultimately, we'll both be talking about similar things. Today, I kind of wanted to touch on the concept and the construct of fad diets. If you don't know what a fad diet is, I mean, you probably do. It's anything, well, my gosh.
They've been around for forever. Like
Atkins,
remember Atkins?
Crop up, yes. They crop up constantly. There's always a new diet that is the ultimate diet. It's the correct diet. It's how we've all been doing diet wrong, and this is the answer.
When we were very young, I just mentioned it, but Atkins was the big one, which is apparently it's still around. Did not know that.
Atkins, the South Beach diet.
It was a South Beach diet.
Yeah. It was a while back.
I missed that one.
It was a while back. But we did a video on his channel, go check it out, about paleo. And like it or not, that's a fad diet. So go watch our discussion on paleo. If you have to yell at us about paleo, go do it on that video. I'll link it right here. It's the link. It's right here. Anyways, paleo is an example of a fad diet, unfortunately. But there are a lot of them that are going around lately. They've always been around, like we've been saying. One in particular that caught my attention and really frustrated and scared me, and the reason we're doing this particular vlog was, what's it called, the HGC diet?
HCG.
HCG diet. Sorry, I've been saying it all day.
It stands for Human Chorionic Gonadotropin.
We're not doctors, so please forgive our butchering of that.
But yeah, when you were describing what it was, I was just horrified. Yeah,
basically it's a diet that's been going around, and I think it started in 2009 is when it big insurgence happened, where it was the end-all be-all to solve your weight loss problems. Basically, you follow a very strict diet, nutrition diet, and in accompaniment with having injections of this hormone, either through drops under your tongue or through a shot. The scary part of that is the diet itself requires you to eat 500 calories per day. The recommendation for the number of calories you should intake per day is closer to 1,200. For a healthy, moderate diet of relative, basic activity. The scarier part was it asked you not to do any exercise. So basically everything that is fitness and health and, good science, it ignores and throws out the window, and it says, oh, but if you just do injections, you'll lose weight.
I could go on so many rants about this diet just in general.
I might do a separate video on this diet in general. I just want to touch on fad diets right now because I want to bring awareness to what exactly is a fad diet and how to recognize them. I found a really good article that broke it down into bullet points, but
I was just going to say before we move on that diet in particular, if you know anybody who is on that diet, you need to rescue that person because it is deadly.
Absolutely.
It is straight up deadly. It will kill you.
Absolutely. It's not safe. It's not just a fad diet, it's dangerous. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. It is absolutely dangerous.
I might do my own video on that one and just yell about it for 10 minutes.
I think we should do a different video on it. We're going to do a different video on that one because that one is actually dangerous, and it scares me to think that it was actually promoted as healthy or a good idea. But anyways, we're moving back to the idea of fad diets because that's where all of this comes from. So there's a couple of different ways to recognize a fad diet or a diet as a fad diet when you see it. And if it hits any of these bullet points, you should probably avoid it and try a different weight loss solution.
We'll link the full article down there so you can read more.
It's a really good article. I'll link it. The first one that they note is if it promises a quick fix. That's one of the biggest keys to, one of the biggest red flags in diet, nutrition, fitness.
Red flag number one.
Is a quick fix. If it promises you a bikini body in 30 days, you're probably not going to get the results you want out of this. In fact, it's probably a scam. At best, it's dangerous at worst. Another part is that it claims it sounds too good to be true, like instant abs if you wear this belt.
Like those little, what were those? Those little nodes that you put on your abs. Do you guys remember those? They were like little electrodes you put on your abs and they shock to your abs.
Those. Anyways, those were hilarious.
Those are great.
So that's a flag. That's an obvious flag. Here's a really good one. If it makes simplistic conclusions that are drawn from a very complex study or series of studies. Paleo is a good example of that.
I was about to say, we talked about that in the paleo video. Go watch that one.
Go watch that one because it actually breaks down that concept really, really well. Let's see. Okay, if it gives you recommendations for diet or fitness based on a single solitary study. So one group did this one study that found that this was the key to dietary success. Now we're making a marketing campaign off of it. That's probably a fad diet and you should really avoid it. Because in order for it to be scientifically sound or healthy, like to be considered healthy, it really needs to have a lot of science behind it. And a lot of research needs to go into those kinds of things.
And also, for all you know, the one group that did that one study could be either funded by or started by the company that made the product.
With one study, you can't draw any results whatsoever. I mean, I could do one study in the middle of July that talks about how much ice cream is sold in that month and how many shark bites there are, and show that the correlation is that the more ice cream you eat, the more likely it is you'll be attacked by a shark. When in reality, it's summertime and you're eating ice cream and going swimming. So
correlation does not equal causation.
Key. Okay. If it has a list of good or bad foods for you to eat, like if it, I'm going to go ahead and break down a big one. I think it's Atkins that does this. Basically says carbs are bad. You need to eat very few or no carbs. Carbs are bad. Bad foods. Bread is bad. Fruit is bad. I can't think of any. Those are two big ones because of glucose and carbs. Grains are bad. If it listed as good or bad, probably a fad diet, because honestly, if it's real whole food, it's not bad. You're supposed to eat it at a certain level. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. You know what you're saying.
Do you have anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, like if you're... Like a lot of people probably dispute it by saying, but no, there are certain foods that aren't quite as good for you than others. Like they have more nutritional value. But if you're eating a full balanced diet, you should be able to recover from those. Like you should be able to eat a lot of different things. If you're eating whole and eating natural, you should be able to eat whatever carbs or grains you want, so long as you know what amounts are appropriate for your body and what kind of physique you're trying to maintain.
Ultimately, bread is not poison. Pasta is not going to kill you.
However, too much of those things and you may achieve like unwanted results.
Well, yeah, but it's all in balance, and it's basically if it doesn't promote moderation, it's a fad diet. Mm-hmm. Another really good one that I thought was a pretty good indicator is if it eliminates any one or more of the main food groups. That's a big one, and paleo does that. It eliminates grains. Let's see what other ones do. I'm not going to touch on vegan because that's more of a lifestyle than a diet. There are a lot of people who just adopt the vegan diet in order to try to get weight loss. That I could address in a different video because that's not safe or healthy in any way. Ultimately, those are really good red flags for spotting a fad diet, but they're not the end-all be-all. You want to be very wary when you're picking a diet or nutrition or fitness program about where you're getting the information. I chose Bikini Body Burn because I had a lot of respect for the founder who made it, and I'd been following her for a long time. And I, decided to go ahead and go for it for my own health. That said, she didn't market it as the end-all be-all solution to my health and fitness. In fact, when you're reading through the guide, if you've participated in it or if you know anything about it, it specifically says this isn't the end-all be-all. This is just an overall guide, mostly to exercise, but also a nutrition overarching theme that will help you get to a more sound nutritional equilibrium. I'm sort of like rambling right now. But there are a lot of programs out there, and I'm not going to throw them all under the bus because I don't have the time or the energy to throw them all under the bus, but that promote themselves as this is the way to lose weight. This is the way. Like, we've, created the perfect system for everyone to have optimal results. Code. If it guarantees the results for every user, you can pretty much be guaranteed that that's not a good solution, because everyone's health and everyone's body and everyone's fitness is individualized. My diet doesn't work for him.
Nope.
And his diet doesn't work for me for a variety of reasons. But ultimately, that is the indication of what a fad diet is and why you should avoid it. If you have any questions, or if I didn't explain anything well because I was rambling, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear your input. I'd love to answer any questions that you have. I'm not a fitness or health professional. I'm not an expert. I'm just a person who's done a lot of research. We are people who've done a lot of research on our health and fitness to try to reach a healthy lifestyle for us.
And who figure out that we just really like talking about this stuff.
And mostly because we encountered a lot of misinformation along the way. Mm-hmm. So we're doing this mostly to help other people figure it out the way that we had to figure it out, but maybe cut out some of the Google searching for you guys. So feel free to ask any questions, give me any comments, give me any feedback. If you're going to say anything against anything that I've said or try to refute what I've said, I welcome that. I just only ask that you give me a source. Like, I welcome conversation. We really love that. We love to sit back and get feedback from you guys, especially if it's, contradictory to what we've said.
Information that we may not have.
We just really appreciate a source, and we appreciate you not just getting angry about it. I know nutrition and diet can be a sensitive subject, and a lot of people can get really touchy about it. So I'm trying to be very respectful to a lot of people because weight loss is sensitive. So try to be sensitive back and understand that this is just a discussion, and we welcome discussion. But that's about all we have for this video. I'll probably expand upon this just a teeny bit more in a couple of others, but ultimately that's kind of our warning against fad diets. Go subscribe to his channel. We've got a couple other videos that we've already recorded that are going to be going up on his, and I'm going to continue this in the next video, so I'll see you guys there.
See ya.